Hi guys, welcome back. Just a quick video, another sound design one, this time an ambient pad. For this one I've used Serum. If you've got Serum, feel free to follow along, create your own preset. Otherwise give me a shout in the comments and I'll send you a link where you can download the preset itself. So I'll quickly play it to you and then I'll break it down what I've actually done. So this is just some drums to give you some context and then the ambient pad. On the screen there you can see the notes that I've used. Obviously at the top it's give you the chords. Plenty of seventh notes, just to give that quite fuller feeling for the actual chord itself. So for Serum then, obviously you start off with two saw waves as the oscillators, or one should I say. So for this one, I went to Spectral and I used the electric guitar wavetable, so I moved it onto there. Increased the unison from 1 to 4. Detune, I brought it down, I think it started off about there, just brought it down to about 0.04. That gives you this. And then for the second oscillator, again, turned it on, and this time I went to the digital. I went all the way down to cream. And this one I increased the voices to 2, and this one was down to 0.05 for the detune. Again, it started off probably about there. That oscillator itself sounds like this. So obviously the first oscillator is a bit brighter. Together they sound like this. And then all I've done, I've changed the wavetable position slightly up to about 80, give or take. I've changed this to the bend plus minus. I've left everything else the same. Everything else the same on there. And then I've added the filter. MG low 12. Run both the oscillators through it. I've reduced it down to about 45 Hertz, give or take. Around about there. So for the first envelope, I've left everything the same as it comes up standard. I've just increased the release up to about 274, give or take, just to give it a bit of a tail. I've then took the envelope one and I've attached it to this, around about 59, 58, something like that. And as you can see, as I play it, it'll just bend the oscillator slightly. And then I've also added this envelope onto the filter cutoff. Around about 35, I think, give or take. And obviously you'll see it move. So that's it for the envelope. Another envelope's there, and then I've gone to the LFO just to give it a bit of movement. Obviously it will basically start off looking like this. So I've gone to envelope 1, changed it to envelope, and I've took this middle point and I've literally just dragged it from there down to suit to taste really, anywhere around about there. and then I've just increased the bend, and then it increased there as well. The rate I've changed from quarter down to 2 bar. Obviously it's a lot quicker if you increase it. So it's quite a nice effect if you want that sort of speed. As I said, I'll put it on 2 bars, and I've turned the trigger off, put it onto envelope, so it'll only play through once. And then I've also increased, or I've put this LFO also on the filter cutoff there, just to add movement to it, around about 35 again. And you see the effect that has there. So that's the ambient pad, and then onto the effects. I've turned on the chorus, the delay, the reverb, and the EQ. The chorus, I've not actually done anything to the chorus, I've just literally just turned it on. So I've left it at 50%. Delay, I think I increased this slightly up to about, sorry, I reduced this down to about 35%. The reverb, everything the same here, and I'll put this on about 34-35% for the reverb. And then the EQ, for the EQ, all I've done, I've literally just took some of the gain, started off at 0, and I've reduced it to about 5 just to take off a little bit at the bottom end. And about 5.5 dB. Turn these off. So that's the original sound. Obviously I've got some plugins in Studio One also added to the track as well. That's just for things like sidechaining. The EQ itself, I've just took off the bottom end there, took off some mids there, clear out for the bass, and then just added some side EQ. And then the filter is just literally for the intro of this little track I've done. Look, as I said, it's just for the sidechaining. But that in itself is the actual sound. If I turn it all back on, play through right from the start. That's how it sounds, and then I've just added a quick bass line underneath to give it more context, and then just some background vocals. So if I turn those on for you, turn on the entire bass, and then at the start all I've done is, as you can see, I've took the filter frequency of the pad and I've just filtered it up from the start, and I've also turned the side chaining on when the kick hits, and then on the bass I've done exactly the same. Side chain comes in when the kick starts, and the filter frequency on the bass as well, which is just another instance of Serum, I think. Yeah, and I just literally sweep that in. This is how the entire thing sounds. And that's the sound, guys. So as I said, this one was for the Ambient pad itself. If you use Serum and you want a copy of that preset, put something in the comments below and I'll send it across to you. Thanks very much. See you later.